supporting you in your dog parenting journey. The Dynamic Dog Owner with Debbie Potter. Hello and welcome to the 100th episode of The Dynamic Dog Owner. Can you believe it's episode 100? That is crazy. I didn't think when I started this 2 years ago that I would still be recording every single week, finding fresh topics to talk about and hopefully having a group of wonderful listeners who enjoy listening to the podcast each week. So thank you if you are a regular listener and you've listened to every single episode. If this is your first or maybe you're like second or third, I hope you've enjoyed it. There's lots more to listen to and there's lots more to come. It's amazing that I've found so many different things to talk about more than anything because, who'd have thought there was 100 different topics we could talk about? And there's loads more. So if there's anything we haven't covered yet, let me know. We can put it in the next 100. So today we're doing something slightly different. Rather than having a chat about a topic, I'm going to be sharing 100 top training tips with you guys. Now, as you know, normally the podcast is very much ad-libbed. I just chat. I've had to make a list today because I can't remember 100 things and then count 100 all the way through and not repeat myself. So I have pre-prepared for once. So we're going to do a quick fire 100 dog training tips. They are sorted into kind of like categories. So that you've got, to keep my brain on track more than anything, but so that you've got different categories for each tip. There's 10 categories, 10 tips in each. Are you ready? So let's get started. The first topic is general training. Top tip number 1. Always set your dog up to succeed. You think about how you create environments, how they can get it right. Is it a situation where they can succeed? Because success breeds success. It's incredibly important to succeed. Tip number 2, make sure your cues, so the instructions you give your dog, whether they're hand gestures or verbal, are clear and consistent, because that way you're going to avoid confusion. Lots of time we think our dog isn't learning, but actually they're just confused. Top tip number 3, reward the behaviours you like rather than just punishing or acknowledging the ones you don't like. This is really common. The dog's doing something we like them to do, we ignore it. The second they start doing something we don't, we talk to them, we engage with them, and lo and behold, we've rewarded the unwanted behaviour. Top tip number 4, always end your training session on a really good, positive note so that they end and you end enjoying it, having had a good session and wanting more and looking forward to your next session. Even if that means just making the last couple of goes really, really easy so they can succeed and get it right, we end on a win. Number 5. See, I told you I get confused by the numbers. Number 5, be patient and realistic. Learning takes time. It takes a really long time to learn something and learn it well. So think about the journey, not the end result. It doesn't matter how long you get there, but be realistic. It's going to take you some time. Top tip number 6, your dog is not being stubborn. It's a human emotion we put into our dogs. If you're feeling like your dog is stubborn, rephrase it. They're usually confused, distracted, not sure what you're actually asking of them, or just unmotivated to do the task. It's not stubbornness. They're not choosing to. There's something else going on. Top tip number 7. If your training method that you're using right there in that moment isn't working, rather than getting frustrated or just carrying on, stop, pause, evaluate what's going wrong, what's missing, where's the breakdown, reapproach it from a different angle. Top tip number 8. Give you and your dog plenty of regular breaks during training to maintain their focus. The more breaks we have, the more refreshed your dog will feel. So just like us, we have a little tea break random times throughout the day. Your dog will need, in a training session, more frequent tea breaks, but they'll be shorter. So think train for a minute, pause for a minute, train for a minute, pause for a minute. That way it gives both of you time to breathe, relax, refresh, time for brains to catch up, and then we head in with a new fresh mindset. Top tip number 9, stick with a training method for a fair amount of time. Give it a chance to work. A lot of people will say, I tried that once, it didn't work. No, it won't. You need to try it for a number of times or a period of time to give it time to work and to build the effect. Top tip number 10, keep your training session really short. Obviously, dog training classes are normally an hour long. We can't ask you to come for 10 minutes. It's silly. But your training session doesn't have to be an hour. It doesn't even have to be 10 minutes. 1 minute here and there throughout the day is much more beneficial than having a massive long training chunk. Okay, next section, puppy training. Who doesn't love a puppy? So top tip number 11, socialization is about positive experiences, not playing and seeing loads of stuff. So it's not necessarily about how many things can I tick off of a list or how many people or dogs can I interact with. It's about your dog having positive experiences with the things they're going to experience in their life, not socializing, socialization. Number 12, use your meal times to teach really sort of basic cues that you want them to learn. So, for example, rather than giving them all their food in a bowl, give half in a bowl, keep the rest, practice your recall cue, practice their name, practice loosely walking in the garden. The essential skills you want, you can use their food and that 5 minutes every day to practice those essential skills. Number 11, 13. My God, I'm confused. Number 13. Puppies explore with their mouths, similar to how toddlers will interact with their hands. Therefore, everything goes in the mouth, and the mouth is a lot of communication. But rather than sort of worrying about it and getting het up with what they put in their mouth, redirect it. Redirect them onto chews, to toys, to exploring with their mouths rather than doing the unwanted things. Edible dog chews are amazing for puppies, and it's going to help them learn what to chew and something more beneficial than chewing your hands or your body parts. Tip number 14, always take plenty of high value treats out with you when you're with a puppy, because there's opportunities for them every single minute of every single day. Majority of puppies aren't going to work for their dry biscuits that they'll eat at home. You need something a little bit tastier. Always have something with you so that you've always got the opportunity to pair any negatives with negative experiences with a positive, or that you've got something that they want that you can encourage and train and create positive associations with going forward. Tip number 15, puppies need to chew. We kind of touched on that in the mouthing, but puppies need to chew. Give them things to chew on. Satisfy that need, and then they're going to bite less, they're going to chew on furniture and stuff a lot less, and they're going to be much happier for it. Tip number 16, create really positive experiences at places like the vets and the groomers by taking them when you don't need to go and making it a fun experience with loads and loads of treats and rewards and fun games. So go to the vet once a week, play in the car park, go and have a weight check, play with the vet nurses and go home again. It doesn't always have to be to go and have an injection or to do the actual job. Building up and having positive associations there is going to be helpful for the rest of their life. Number 17, don't be tempted to rush or set high expectations too soon. Think hare and tortoise. We can rush it, bish, bash, bosh, but then it's going to fall down. But if we go slow like the tortoise, we're going to have really, really strong, clear communication and foundations. And your puppy is going to really know what to do, how to do it, have worked on those skills that will take them forward into adulthood. Number 18, give them what they need. Dependence breeds independence. Giving puppies, satisfying their needs by being with them, letting them chew, letting them explore, it's going to satisfy that need and help them to learn through emotions much, much better, much quicker, and strengthen your bond a lot more. So don't be tempted to take away or withhold things like affection because they need it. Number 19, supervise your puppy closely as much as you possibly can, because it's going to prevent unwanted habits and events happening and habits forming, and it's going to constantly breed what you want to happen. So, for example, toilet training, keep them in the same room as you. Always have an eye on them so that you can see the subtle signs, take them out. If you're with them and supervising, you'll see when they start to think, oh, that table leg looks like something I could chew, and you can redirect them quickly. They don't form a habit of chewing the table leg and learn what to do in those situations. Supervising is key to success. Top tip number 20, introduce grooming tasks slowly and positively to build a really strong foundation for the future. Again, similar to like places like the vets, grooming and handling with your puppy are essential for lifetime cooperation in terms of looking after them when they're poorly, giving them eye drops, cutting their toenails, etc. Spend time with your puppy building up the confidence around these tasks, but continue it into their adulthood too, to help you care for them for the rest of their life. Next category, recall. Top tip 21, practice your recall daily. It's the most important skill you can teach your dog. 22, keep recall fun and reward them every single time they come back to you, so they're never thinking, should I, shouldn't I? 23, never tell your dog off when they eventually come back to you, no matter how long it takes them. Always reward them no matter how annoyed you are, because if you tell them off, if you don't reward them, they'll go, what's the point in coming back? So even if it's taken them a long time, even if the last thing you want to do is praise them for coming back, reward them, make coming back to you the best thing ever so that they don't think about not doing it in the future. 24, use a long line or a long lead, whatever you want to call it, to safely practice your recall outdoors. Gives them opportunity to feel off lead, to explore, but they can't make the wrong choices and it's easier to come back to you and you stay connected. 25, run backwards as your dog approaches you. It encourages them to keep moving, adds in an element of chase and makes your recall even more fun. 26, practice in low distraction areas first to build up their skill to use in the more distracting environments in the future. Don't wait to be in a busy field full of dogs and go, I hope this works. Build it up gradually. Remember, success breeds success. 27, practice makes progress. Don't, as I said just now, don't let your dog off and cross your fingers and hope it's going to work. Wait until you are absolutely certain that they'll come back. Practice loads when you don't need it so that it will work when you do. 28, call your dog often and reward them generously. So don't do it only when you need to end and need to go home. Call them regularly throughout the walk. Make it fun, treats, toys, great time being back with you. Let them go off again and repeat that throughout your walk. 29, practice your recall at random points, not just at particular places or points in your walk. For example, lead on, lead off, going from one field to the next at the end when you're going to go home. Do it random so that they don't associate when it's going to happen and then start to avoid coming back to you. Tip 30, recall training needs to happen everywhere, not just in a field where you're likely to let them off. So for example, in the front of your house, on roads, you're going to need your recall to work in those places if, for example, you drop the lead. So practice it everywhere. Next section, loose lead walking, my favourite. 31, simple rule. Loose lead equals go, tight lead equals stop. Simple as that. 32, practice your loose lead walking in the garden first, where you don't have to worry about distractions or getting from A to B. You can just practice on the focus, the engagement, the connection with or without a lead so that you have got that sort of foundation skill to fall back on. 33, change directions often to keep your dog sort of a focus and attention on you. We're really predictable as people. So if you're constantly changing where you're going rather than walking from A to B, sometimes left, sometimes right, occasionally walking backwards, they're going to stay focused on you, not knowing what's going to happen next. 34, choose your equipment wisely. Harness, 2 meter lead, 5 meter lead. Research what equipment there is, and that's all you need basically. 35, give frequent feedback and reinforcement when they're walking nicely beside you. Don't just wait for them to pull and then try and correct it. That's what we see all the time. They're walking along beautifully, we ignore it. The second they pull, we stop, we give them loads of attention. We've rewarded pulling. So reward them when it's going well. See it as communication. 36, avoid yanking and pulling on the lead. It's not going to work. It's unpleasant for your dog, and it actually will probably encourage them to pull a little bit more because it's unpleasant. So don't be a yanker. 37, practice your changing your pace. So sometimes walk slow, sometimes walk fast. Reward your dog for staying with you and adjusting their pace to match yours, because this isn't about them walking at our pace all the time. Sometimes it's about us matching theirs as well. So when we're fast walking, we're matching their pace. 38, choose short training sessions where you have no destination so that you can just focus on your lead skills rather than getting from A to B. It's going to avoid frustration on your part and your dog's part. Go outside the front of your house, practice in your driveway, and then go in again. 39, the longer the lead, the better. So use the longest lead you can in the environment that is safe to do so that you're giving them maximum opportunity to not pull and rewarding the choices you want. 40, remember your lead is for safety. It's a safety feature. It's not a means to control your dog. Next topic, reactivity and confidence building. So 41, increase your distance. First thing you do, most reactive dogs will thrive if they have more space between them and the thing that makes them uncomfortable. 42, work out what your dog's triggers are and gradually expose them to those things within their comfort level, their comfort zone. So work out what it actually is they don't like. Create controlled situations where you can gently expose them to those things. 43, practice regularly in short sessions and gradually build up their confidence and reduce their sort of sensitivity to whatever it is they're not comfortable with. So Don't go to the park or somewhere really, really busy and expect them to do it for an hour. Even if you do it for 5 minutes, that 5 minutes is brilliant because they're not going to get stressed and reach their threshold. 44, learn to interpret your dog's body language. That way you will see when they're starting to become a little bit uncomfortable or a little bit stressed by the situations, and you can help avoid overwhelm or pushing them too far. 45, help your dog or create opportunities for your dog to decompress. Sniffy walks, calmness in the garden. It'll help them lower that stress and build success for the future. 46, make sure you bring high value treats on your walks where triggers might be encountered. Don't take dry biscuits or the crummy ones. It's like working for 5p. You're not going to do it. You want the best thing possible so that your dog is motivated and able to accept that reward. 47, teach really simple alternative behaviours like look at me, walking between like I'm walking middle, spin by my side, that you can cue them to do when distractions appear within their threshold and you need to just get out of there quick. 48, this is a big one. Don't punish or correct reactivity. Don't tell them off, lead jerk, or shout at them because it's just going to make it worse. And they're not naughty. They're not misbehaving. They are simply expressing emotion, and we need to help understand that and help them overcome it. 49, use a muzzle. Most people don't like it. If they think there's a big stigma about it, check back on a previous episode. But a muzzle is going to reduce your stress and anxiety around what could potentially happen. And therefore, you're less stressed helping your dog, and we can create success much quicker. Number 50, be your dog's advocate. Stick up for them. It's your job to watch out for them and be their voice when they can't say how they're actually feeling. If they're uncomfortable, if people are walking into your space, if you need someone to stop what they're doing, tell them politely and remove yourselves from the situation to avoid it escalating. Next section, we are halfway. So 51, find out what your dog's favourite reward is and use it. So obviously most dogs it's food, some dogs it's not, some dogs it's affection, some dogs it's play, some dogs it's access to sniffs. Work out what your dog's big time reward is and use it. Tip 52, alternate rewards, treats, toys, different treats, so that your dog is always interested and not just having the same old boring thing all the time. 53, see your training as being a fun time with your dog. It's not a chore. That way, you're going to see it differently and you're going to keep it entertaining and engaging for both you and your dog. 54, teach your dog a let's play cue so that in the middle of your play, you can reward them. You can keep them energized through let's play with toys because toys are great for keeping energy and motivation high. 55, be enthusiastic and playful yourself. Dogs will feed off of the energy you're giving off. So if you are quite calm and sedate, so will your dog be. And sometimes we need them riled up. We need to have some fun. So put your energy into it because they love it when you get excited. 56, avoid putting pressure on your dog. Relax, take a deep breath, wait, reward their choices to engage with you. Don't try and force it. 57, be unpredictable with how you actually deliver your food rewards. Most people just hand a treat. It can get quite boring. You can mix up how you're giving your treat, throwing it in the air, wiggling it, throwing it in the grass, so that it always becomes a little bit unpredictable and more engaging for your dog, not just a quick treat dispensing machine. 58, never underestimate the value of praise. Positive reinforcement is obviously given through praise and many other things, but it will build the confidence and the trust and the bond between your dog. If sometimes you just go, oh, you're so amazing, give them a good fuss. 59, allow your dog to win when you are training with toys and playing with toys because it's not going to make them the boss. It's going to reinforce how much fun play can be and how it's great to then bring it back to you and re-engage with you. Let them win. It will boost their motivation and their enthusiasm for the task. Top tip 60, keep your training fresh, engaging by introducing new things, new skills, new tricks so that it becomes ever evolving rather than stagnant. Next section, enrichment and mental exercise. Top tip 61. Offer sniffing time during your walk. It's not just about getting from A to B. Sniffing is amazing for your dog. It's calming, it's tiring, it's information gathering, it's therapeutic. Let them do it. 62. Rather than just feeding your meal in a boring bowl, feed some of it, not all of it necessarily, or not every day, in puzzle toys, enrichment feeders, throwing it in the grass, because it will help make, again, mealtimes a little bit more exciting and stimulating if your dog needs that. 63. Engage your dog's mind regularly. Mental exercise is worth so much more than physical. Tired brains and content brains make for a happy dog and a happy life for you. 64. Scatter food in long grass in the garden, hide it to encourage natural seeking, searching, foraging behaviours. It's great for your dog's mental well-being. 65. Rotate your dog's toys. I know we've all got hundreds for them, but rotate them so they're not just having all of them all the time. That way, every week, if you change them up, they're like, wow, I've got a new toy, and it will boost enthusiasm for their toys. 66, try short searching, scent detection activities in the home or the garden, because it will boost your dog's mental well-being hugely. And again, it's really satisfying for their brain. 67, short daily enrichment activities, even if it's just 1 minute, will reduce boredom behaviours and boost your dog's confidence. 68, encourage your dog to solve problems independently. Rather than always showing them and guiding them and like doing it for them, give them the opportunity to work it out. If they struggle, help them. 69, teach new tricks or a new skill frequently, because it's enriching to have a little challenge and help their brain work and overcome something. 70, on your walks, vary your route and your location every now and again, whenever you can do it, because it provides novelty and interest, new information, rather than just doing the same walk every day that can become a little bit monotonous. Next section, canine communication and body language. Top tip 71. Learn the signs of stress that your dog gives off. Yawning, lip licking, avoiding eye contact, scratching, because it's going to help you understand how they're feeling in that moment. 72. Allow your dog to remove themselves from a situation or create space if they are uncomfortable. If they're communicating that to you, don't keep them in a situation where they're uncomfortable. 73. Teach children how to interact calmly and politely with your dog. My favourite phrase that I use with my children who are now teenagers, always have, is 1, 2, that'll do. When you're interacting, when you're stroking, when you're playing, whatever children are doing, this goes for adults too, to be fair. 1, 2, that'll do, stop. Give them a moment. Do they invite interaction, fuss, play, attention, or do they leave it alone? Gives them an opportunity to make that choice. If they don't. If they do, continue, but use 1, 2, that'll do again, and repeat that. 74. Reward your dog when they are politely communicating discomfort instead of escalating. So reward them by taking them actually away from a situation. Respond to the communication they are giving. 75. When head turning and sniffing, when your dog approaches another dog, is usually a sign to avoid, they don't actually want that interaction. So they're trying to avoid it. Allow them to do that. If they're looking away, if they're sniffing, if they don't show interaction or wanting interaction, help them to learn that works and remove the other dog. 76. Tail wagging. It does not mean that your dog is happy. Context, body language of everything else that's going on, it's really, really important. Happy tails are not always wagging. Wagging tails can be sad, pissed off, frustrated, angry tails too. 77. A dog that rolls over during an interaction. It is not necessarily them asking for a belly rub. Often it is them showing the discomfort in a situation and saying, hey, I'm no threat to you. Please don't hurt me. 78. We've mentioned that there's signs that we should probably say our dogs are uncomfortable, but also know how they express themselves when they're happy. Soft mouths, relaxed ears, loose body. One of mine growls when he's happy. I know that because I know him. Other people think it's weird. 79. Probably one of the most important ones. Don't punish your dog for growling. We tend to see it as a bad thing and we tell them off and we think, oh, don't do that, you naughty dog. Actually, growling is so very, very important because it's one of the first auditory signals they give off that they're uncomfortable. A lot of the other things are visual. We have to be looking at our dogs. When they growl, we go, oh, what was that? Because they're suddenly starting to talk our language. Listen to it, respond to it, and respect it. Number 80, Always supervise dog-on-dog play, especially with dogs you don't know, and encourage and facilitate natural breaks to avoid over-arousal and things getting out of hand. Really, really important. Next category, managing challenges. 81, using management like baby gates in the home can prevent unwanted situations and habits forming. So having a stair gate when people come in, they don't run and practice jumping at the door. If you've got children and dogs and you can't supervise, 2 separate spaces, nothing can go wrong. 82, prevention is always better than cure. We're quite reactive as a society of people. But if we manage the environment for our dog and situations proactively, we can often avoid them going wrong. 83, if there's a behaviour that is suddenly problematic, first things first, rule out pain, discomfort, illness, or with a vet, physio, chiro, look at previous episodes, because dogs will most often show pain through behaviour first. 84, set small, manageable steps when working through behaviour problems with your dog. If there's something that they do that you don't like, rather than expecting it to suddenly fix, make a list of steps of progress so that we can see the journey and see the progress forming rather than getting disheartened. 85. Ensure sufficient rest and downtime is really, really important. A lot of behavioural problems will reduce, not necessarily disappear, but reduce with increased relaxation. More rest, less stress. 86. Puppies and young dogs benefit from a lot of sleep and rest. Puppies are brilliant at making us think they have more energy than they do because they tend to be like the Duracell bunny and then go a bit crazy. That's actually a sign they're tired and need a bit more sleep. 87. Use calm, structured routines to help anxious or hyperactive dogs to regulate themselves. It's a godsend for me and Rem. We have a set calm down sort of routine that helps him bring his emotions down. Wouldn't be without it. 88. Interrupt, diffuse, distract, redirect undesirable behaviours. So things you don't want them to do. Rather than telling them off, shouting at them, correcting them, interrupt them, distract them, redirect them. 89. Easier said than done, but avoid getting frustrated. If you're frustrated with your dog, take a break. Go outside, let someone else walk them for a day. Take a break with training, because having a short break, collecting your thoughts and returning to it later with fresh energy is going to be good for you and your dog. Number 90, get professional help early on. If you're struggling with anything, don't sit and struggle, because early intervention with someone that can help you can reduce the length of your problem, but also help you overcome it and you keep your mindset in the right place. And our final topic, relationship and bond building. So 91, create daily quality time with your dog to interact with them, play games, train to strengthen your bond. Even if it's just 1 minute, having a daily amount of time to interact with them is going to create a stronger relationship. 92, use play to help build and strengthen your relationship. Play is very, very underrated. The more you do it, the stronger your bond will be. 93, everyone in your family, the parents, the kids, the grandparents should take part in training so that you've got a family bond with your dog, and that everybody is connected to each other. 94, make yourself, as you as the main caregiver, predictable and trustworthy. From your dog's perspective, you want them to think you are consistently kind and calm and not flying off the handle, not unpredictable. One day you can fly off the handle, one day you don't, one day you're stressed, one day you're not. Try and be calm and predictable, because it will help build that level of trust. 95. This is a big one. Don't focus on training obedience. I hate that word. Training is so much more than just making your dog behave. It's games, it's tricks, cuddles. All of those things are equally valuable in building foundations. Having a strong relationship and having fun together is actually going to improve your obedience more than focusing on obedient behaviours. 96. Always choose reward-based training. It's going to strengthen the trust, the love between you and your dog. There is no need to use aversives. 97. Always consider your dog's perspective. Stop and see the world from their perspective, see the situation from their eyes. Understanding it from their point of view will help you understand it and be much more compassionate to how they need you to help them. 98. Let your dog choose interaction or affection. We don't always have to go and ask them or force it upon them. Let them choose if they want to come to you for affection and interaction, because it will help build that mutual understanding and the respect between you. 99. Listen to your dog. They are going to be communicating with you in their own canine unique way all the time. We just have to stop and listen to it. And finally, number 100, enjoy life with your dog. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy training. It's not supposed to be stressful. It's not supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be stressful. It's supposed to be fun. If you are enjoying time with your dog and seeing things from a positive point of view, your dog will feel that happiness and the positivity, and it will go both ways to help you have the best life together. That's it. 100 top tips. Whew. Hopefully you've enjoyed our 100 top tips. I hope you have enjoyed the 100th episode of the podcast. Now, don't forget, we are still running our competition for the 100th episode. We're going to keep the competition open for the next month until we reach the 2-year anniversary of the podcast. I hope you have loved listening over the last 2 years. I've certainly loved producing this, and I can't wait for the next 100 episodes. Any topics you want me to discuss, any questions, any comments, you know what to do. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for listening over the last 100 episodes.
So to celebrate our 100th episode, we are having a competition. All you need to do to enter the competition is follow the link in the description. That will take you to a form, fill it out, and you will be entered into a prize draw. The top prize is going to be an hour's virtual one-to-one coaching session with myself, and there will be 10 runner-up prizes. That will give you 1 month's access to our brand new Paw Academy online training hub full of videos. So if you would like to enter this competition, fill that form in, and I hope you guys are one of the lucky winners.
Thank you for listening to The Dynamic Dog Owner with me, Debbie Potter. See you next time.